How are you today? Welcome to the 262 report. We are going to dive into why are people moving to Wisconsin? Why are they leaving? And are more leaving? Are more coming? And we're going to compare ourselves to our neighbor, Illinois. There are actually very different reasons that people are going and coming, and how many are coming and going to each. Okay, so we're going to dive right in. If we look at this first stat, it's about the state of Wisconsin, and it just talks about people's primary reasons for coming and going. If you look, the people's main reasons for coming to Wisconsin are family. We laugh about this all the time, right? Like, why did our ancestors settle here? People leave, they come back. I think they want to come back to Wisconsin. Great place to raise your family. You want to be by your parents. We have a lot of great cities to live in the state, right? Near the Lake Michigan. We have all the lakes up north, the Fox Valley, Madison. So it's really not surprising to me that 38% of the people that move back to the city are moving for a family. Another main reason people move to Wisconsin are jobs. And at first I was kind of a little surprised about that. I don't think of Wisconsin as a job hub. But if you start to sit back and think about, okay, from Milwaukee to the state border of Illinois, that's really becoming a kind of a tech hub or, a job hub. There's Amazon, there's Foxconn, there's Uline, there's a lot of jobs there. Milwaukee has a pretty consistent employment ratio here. The city's up in the Fox Valley, Madison, students, so there's jobs, there's professors. So the second reason people move to the state is jobs. On the flip side, why are people leaving? People are leaving because the main reason they're leaving is jobs. And I think you think about college students leaving to start their career, people getting a good start in their career here, making money, moving to another state to pursue their career further. So that's a third of the people leave the state for jobs. The second reason that people move back is, or move out is family. So maybe they came here for college, they started their career, or they, one of the 1/3 of the people that move here for a job, eventually they're going to leave. So if you think about it, it's kind of flipped. They come for family and jobs, they leave for jobs and family. And if you look up in the corner there, we're a really balanced state. 49.5% come, 50.5% of people leave. Most states are really not that balanced. All right, next stat that we want to look at is why are people, their age ranges. And again, it's an interesting because our state, it's really consistent, both inbound and outbound, that the older you are, the more likely you're to stay, the more likely or to come back, you're more likely that you are to leave. The younger you are, less likely you are to move here, less likely you are to leave. Some states, there's kind of that 55 to 60, that's higher. Some states, it's that career age of 45 to 54, but in our state, it's super balanced. I think that makes sense when we look at the stats about why people are leaving: jobs and family, family and jobs. And so it's just those are kind of more heavily weighted toward your older age. Now, this is another interesting stat here. Income. In the income, it's what people, when they move, when they have the money to move, either in or out. For our state, the older you are, more likely you're to move in, more likely you are to move out. And that makes sense to me for a couple of reasons. Okay, you're moving for family. If you're older and you're moving back for your parents, let's say, you're going to be making more. If you're moving back to retire, you're making more. If you're moving back into state for a job, moving back in is probably for a higher paying job. Again, on the other hand, leaving. If you're leaving the state to retire, you have more money. If you're leaving the state to follow your family, again, you're probably older, you have a better, financial stability. So it makes sense. I think nothing about Wisconsin is really that surprising. We move in for family and jobs, we move out for family and jobs. The older you are, the more likely you are to move. The more money you have, the more likely you are to move. So let's compare ourselves to Illinois and see if it's different there. All right, first of all, look at the stats for Illinois. It's only 30% inbound, and it's 39% inbound, 61% outbound. So way more people are leaving Illinois than Wisconsin, which I'm not surprised. I know if you talk to people in Illinois, one person said to me at one time, like, we're all trying to figure out how to get out of here. There's some great things about Illinois, but then there's things like taxes that, I think people maybe don't want to stay there quite as long. Why are people coming to Illinois? First column, 35%. A third of the people are going for family. Again, it's really those family bonds that really draw us to and from a state. The second main reason people are leaving are also for jobs. So between those two, it's 2/3 of the reasons in Illinois. Everything else is so small. Like no one's moving there for the cost of living, essentially. Nobody is retiring there. Look at the retirement for Illinois, only 5%. Compare that to Wisconsin. Wisconsin's was 9. Also not huge, but Illinois is half of that. Okay. Why are people leaving? They're leaving for retirement. Big percentage, 20% are leaving there for that reason. 20% are leaving for family. 25% are leaving for jobs. People don't leave for the cost of living in Illinois there. I feel like if you're there and you're used to it, you stay. Health reasons is pretty neutral for both of those. So people are leaving Illinois, retire, family, lifestyle. Oh, actually, lifestyle is a good one to look at here in Illinois. It's 11%. So it's a double-digit number there in Illinois that they don't like the lifestyle as much, so they're leaving. All right. And age ranges. So let's kind of dive in. So the age ranges for Illinois, Wisconsin, if you recall, the highest one by far was over 65. Age ranges for Illinois, if you're over 55, that's when a lot of people are leaving. I think maybe more of that draw, like I told you, I hear people say sometimes, like, we just want to get out. And so that kind of the older you are, but you're not quite as, once you're older but established, you can leave. You're going sooner than you would maybe in Wisconsin. And the other thing about, if you look inbound, it's really consistent. Like it's all kind of around 20% moving in. A little bit higher the older you are, above 65, probably moving back for family then. I feel like Illinois really is heavily for jobs. And that's why it's so consistent throughout this whole age range. And then let's take a cheap peek at financing in Illinois. How much money you make, are you more likely to come or go? Inbound, inbound is huge, that if you're over 150, you're moving in. That's 50%. And I think that makes sense. You want to, if you're moving back to Illinois, you want to move to some of the nicer subdivisions or some of the nicer areas. Maybe you want to move to college campus, all more expensive places. So you're moving back in, you want to move to a nicer place. Why are they leaving, or what? How much they earn do they leave? Again, you can see like you got to get to be above 150 before you feel like you have enough money to leave. Moving is expensive. You know, if you think about what are the costs of moving, it's not just buying a home or renting. It's, one second here. It's not just buying a home or renting. It is, you know, moving your things, starting a new career, first month's rent or a mortgage, getting new furniture, getting everything resettled. You know, so it's not like, oh, pop in. You're not Airbnb in another city. There's a lot of costs associated with it. And I also think about when families have kids, all the additional costs of getting them reacclimated. And so you have to be more financially comfortable before you decide to make the decision to move. So I want to thank United Van Lines. They put this together, this report of United Van Lines by United Van Lines to show where people are moving, where they're leaving, and the reasons. I'll include the link because it's really interesting to look at all the states to see why people are coming and going. And the other thing is, if you know somebody leaving to some of these states that are a draw in the South, Michelle and I have really good referral agents in all of these locations. If you're moving back up like to the Valley, or you're moving out to Eau Claire, La Crosse, Madison, we have agents that we partner with there. So if you're going, make sure you reach out because we can give you some really good recommendations of agents who do the business like we do, customer-centric, excellent, understanding their market, excellent negotiators, things like that. So feel free to reach out. Thanks for tuning in today. Have a great day.